Okay, Denise, take it away.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday night team call. So happy to be here with you guys. Thanks for getting on. So tonight, first thing we're going to talk about is Facebook etiquette, social media training. I think it's what all of us are using right now as probably our first tool. And then going on to everything else that we do. But I think everybody's really focusing on social media. So I'm just going to go through, I wrote down 10 things that I think are important, that I've learned along the way from others, and I'll pass it on to you. So first thing about Facebook is there's 1.3 billion users on Facebook. So it really is a huge audience for us. So, and seriously, if you want people, in the U.S., which of course we can easily get to them, but you could even focus on other countries. You could plug in Canada, you can plug in the UK, you can plug in how, who you want to see your posts, and just make sure they're always set to public. Unless you're, putting something of your children that you really would rather not be public. I keep all my posts basically public. And if you do go from Instagram to Facebook, it's only your friends that it goes on there. So if you start on Instagram and you say share with Facebook, it'll only show your friends on Facebook. So just be aware of that in case you wanted it to be a public post. I would do that separate. So do the Instagram and then do the Facebook one separate. There's prime times for posting. So if you don't have time, you can always do things like Post Planner. And I know there's a couple other things that you guys can do. I'm home pretty much every day, so I usually just do my posts. But if I was working at a job and I had to be like getting ready, get my kids out, get to a job, I wouldn't be able to do my 8 a.m. post. And 8 a.m. is a really important time. So I would do Post Planner and make sure you do an 8 a.m. post. Also around lunchtime is great, like between 12 and 1 o'clock. That's another great time. And then the next time is 5 p.m. It's always a good time between 5 and 6. And then the fourth great time is 8 p.m., 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So if you have something really good you want to say or you want to share, I would do it during those post times for sure. So I really would make sure you get your posting in every single day, because if you don't have consistency in your posting, people, they really, they're watching your page. Your page is like a blog. So it's like a blog of you. And you want people to follow you, not only because you use Isagenix, but because you're interesting, because you have things to share with people of value. So always make sure you're giving them value. It's not always you saying, I want you to join my business. I want you to buy products. My products are so great. It can't always be that. So, you have to give them value to be on your page. So things like, I was reading up on attraction marketing, which is basically new to me. And I really wanted to know what this was about. So I did do a little research on it. And it's basically like what you like, what's important to you. It could be anything: exercise, gardening, sports, whatever is important to you. You should highlight that, because that's you. That's branding yourself. So you want to make sure you do that. Like, I love deer and I love hummingbirds. I love them. I just don't know why. I'm obsessed with them. But anyway, so I post them a lot because people will kind of like remember you for that. And then I have people, sometimes they find something cute about a deer or a hummingbird and they'll send it to me, or they'll inbox me. And so you're getting more followers. So just try to be, expand yourself, expand your horizons a little bit, look into yourself and say, what do I like? What's important to me? You like travel, anything, whatever you like, and you could post about that. Always make sure that you keep negativity off of your posting, off of your Facebook page. You want people to go there, and you want people to scroll down that page, and there'll be nothing there that's negative, or people will say, well, why did she post that? Or, oh, that's political, or something to turn them off to you. You really don't want that. You want to have as many followers as you can. So just make sure when you're doing your page, it's something that you would want to see on somebody else's page. You know, if you go to somebody else's page and you don't like certain things, make sure you're not doing any of that, because it really does turn certain people off. So we talked about making your page like a blog, kind of about your life. You don't have to post every little thing, but you know, it's like a blog about you. Post a lot of funny things. People like to laugh. You know, very rarely during the day people laugh. You know, I mean, look at us. We're by ourselves all day most of the time. Our butt is in the chair. We're on our laptops, or, you know, we're on phone calls, but we're by ourselves a lot. So, you know, post funny things to make people laugh. They always love that. Talked about giving value. Okay, so you know what we usually follow is Monday motivational, a motivational Monday, so that it just gives you an idea of what to post every day. So you're not thinking, oh my God, what am I going to post? I don't know what to post. So look for some motivational quotes. Say you want to talk about, you know, retirement, you know, early retirement, or I don't know, anything that you want to. Just put that in images of, and the images will come right up, and you can copy and paste that right to your Facebook page. So whatever you want to do about life being too short, you know, all you have to do is type into Google, life is too short, images, and it comes right up. Pick one and post about it and write a little bit of something. You don't want to make the post like, you know, too long. You want to make them to the point. Also, make sure you're sharing high quality, good images. You don't want to share blurry or dark images or things that people really can't tell what it is or what you're trying to say. So just make sure it's very high quality and clear images. And be yourself. You know, just be you. Don't try to be someone else. Don't try to be, you know, someone you're not, or try to be like somebody else that you're following. Just be you. People are there, they're on your page because they like you and they want to get to know you better. So just be you, use everyday language, how you would talk, and that's how you should do all your posts from that objective. Okay, so this is the rule of thumb, basically, as far as posting. They say to do 10 non-brand posts. So basically things that have to do nothing with Isagenix. So make sure you do at least 10 of them throughout the week. Then you're going to do 4 that are somewhat related to Isagenix. Somewhat. You could even have the cup in the picture, not with the Isagenix showing, but, you know, the cup just sitting there. That's fine. Or, you know, saying, oh, I'm going out for a walk. It's a beautiful day, and you have your Isagenix things there. But, you know, you really shouldn't show the word. And I know we've discussed this a lot, but showing the word Isagenix, when you have new people on your page, you know, they could just go look it up. They could go Google it. They can actually buy it on Amazon, which is not great, but that it's there. So you just don't want to lose your audience. And also, they could have like a negative connotation with Isagenix just from hearing about their friend or their cousin. Oh, they had stomach issues because of that, or whatever they say. You know, and then people say, oh, I don't really, no, I heard that wasn't good or something. So you really don't want to ever have Isagenix right in the screen so people can see. You want to create curiosity. You want them to ask you, what are you doing? What is that about? What are those little packs? You show the vitamins. What is that? You know, everything that you post should be creating curiosity at all the time. You want people to ask you questions. If they're not asking you questions, you're not getting the feedback that you want. So you definitely want to be creating curiosity. Hashtags always use hashtags because you're getting out to a bigger audience. So whatever hashtags are going on, or like, sometimes you'll see the hashtags that people are using. Use them in your post because people will click that and they'll see 100 other posts with that hashtag. So it really is good to use that. Also, what they do say is see what's trending that day. So if you're on Facebook and you go to the right side, you can actually see what in today's news is trending. So say it's Lady Gaga, say it's, I don't know, some professional sports person, Donald Trump, I don't know, whatever. If you hashtag that and that's a trending topic, you're going to get to, your post is going to get to so many more people. So, and also when we're commenting on each other's posts, make sure that the comments are at least 4 words, 4 or 5 words. If it's not, you're not going to be bumped up in the news feed. And it's just, you drop lower and lower. So if you're going to be nice enough to comment on your team's post, don't just say, go, go, go or something. Just make sure it's at least four words or a sentence, because that will bump that person's post up to the top of the news feed. Last thing is proofread for grammatical errors, because the last thing that you want is you to have this terrific post and it's so motivating and you think like, oh, this is going to be such a good post, and then things are all spelled wrong. And people are like, well, what is that? She's not even spelling that correctly. And really, that's all they see. People like to nitpick and see what you're doing wrong, not what you're doing right. So just make sure that you proofread everything. I wanted to go over, I don't know, Susie, do we have time to go over, what to do when somebody messages you? It's like a whole little system. Do you think we have time for that?
Yeah, I want you to do that. And I also want you, for the new people, hi, Craig from England. How are you? Just wanted you to go over to, you're really, really good at, and this is why I picked Denise to do this topic. She's great on Facebook. She's gotten a lot of enrollments on Facebook. She hasn't even talked to the people. People are just texting her their information. I mean, it's so crazy how many enrollments you've gotten through Facebook. Yeah. So I wanted you to talk a little bit about how you join groups and create friendships with people on groups so that they can join you.
Yeah, so I think, the groups are really important. We have a mom's group in our town, which is how I started this business. We have a Wyckoff Moms group. And when I first started, and I love this, I did not even realize there was a business attached to this. I just knew that I loved this. It made me feel great. I was posting before about how I was looking for vitamins or, I don't know, something to make me feel better. So the people on the Wyckoff Moms, I think, kind of knew that I was looking for something. So I figured, all right, I found it. I'm going to tell everybody. So I would get on. I would say, oh, my God, I have found the solution to, my energy problem, my not feeling great every day. I found it. It's the best thing ever. You guys have to get this in your body. And I was just so excited. And I was just posting away, not knowing what I was talking about. I didn't know anything about Isagenix at all, except that it made me feel better than I've ever felt in my life. So that's all I knew. And, it's great because when you really know nothing is when you can really, get things fired up. So that's how I started. And I got so many messages from that. So it just goes to show, it's like, you don't have to be selling things. Just talk about how you feel about things from your heart. I think when you're talking, from your heart about anything, people listen because they know that you are, you're true. You're being a true person and you're being authentic. You're not just trying to ever, sell you something. So, that's how it started. So I'm in a lot of groups. I love to interact with different people. I like to meet new people. So I go into different groups. You guys can go into anything that you find interesting. Like I was talking about before, you like gardening, you like sports, you like CrossFit, you like, you know, beauty and that kind of, in the beauty industry, you know, anything. Just go into those groups and just start talking with people, you know, answering their questions. Oh yeah, I've used that. That's great. And you start to become friendly with people. And once they remember you on there, when you click them for a friend request, they accept. It's just like, oh, I know her from the group. Okay, I'll accept her. So that's how I really make a lot of new friends on Facebook, because I really think that that's big, especially when you're doing, you know, we're all doing probably 70% of our business on Facebook. So you want to make sure you're getting new people, because if you're just kind of, you know, your audience is your old people all the time, it's, you know, you got to get out to new people. They know your stuff and they will get to you eventually, but you know, you want new people to get on. So basically, you know, that's what I do. And, you know, they always say to not conversate on the inbox. And I have to say that I have luck with conversation on the inbox. I definitely do. They always say get them right off off Facebook and on the phone, which I do try to. I do. But I find that really talking authentically with them, not forever. I'm not going to sit there and text for 45 minutes with these people, but just to give them a little bit of my excitement, a tiny bit of what it is. That's what I do. And then I tell them, you know, do you have some time tomorrow to chat? I'm available in the morning or 6 p.m. And if they say yes, I say, okay, good. I'll send you a video right before we talk. That way it's fresh in your mind and I can help you and answer all the questions that you have. So that at least makes sure that they watch the video and then you talk. Because if you just send out a video, you know, here you go, here's a video, they don't watch it. And then you're playing catch up. You just keep, you know, messaging them every few days. Oh, were you able to watch the video yet? I'd love to talk to you. And it's like, you know, you're just trying to like catch these people and it just doesn't work. It definitely doesn't work. It's so much better when you have a set time and let them pick it. Give them a few different times that you're available. Let them pick it and send them the video 20 minutes before. And that way it's fresh in their head and you can answer all their questions. So basically that's what I do. And a lot of times if they don't want to talk on the phone, if they're just like, oh, I'm so busy, it's just, my life is insane, I have no idea when I could talk to you, but I'm really interested. I'll say something like, okay, well, this is the breakdown. You know, it's a 30-day system. This is what it costs. This is what comes in it. I break down the price so they don't just see $272 or whatever I write. I totally break down the price for them as 64 meals per month, just so they understand everything. I also give them 4 different systems to start with. So our biggest pack, our value pack, our pace setter pack, and our basic pack. And we have the verbiage. I can post it in Team Heart from PK Smith. He has a great verbiage on that you can let people read this so they can decide which pack is best for you. So I find that to be great. And a lot of times they'll say, okay, I really want to get started. I say, all right, if you don't have time to talk on the phone, you know, you can inbox me your information, and your personal information you can text me. And they do it. They send me all their regular information, and then they text me their, well, before it was always social security numbers, but now it's credit card, expiration, and security code. So, I mean, that has worked for me a lot. And I know people say that it does not work, but for me it has. So, I mean, if you find somebody that will not get on the phone with you and you feel that, just try to work with them. Try to work with them and say, I could get you started. If you're very clear with them, I could get you started. I will set up your account for you. When you get your box, you're going to call me. I'm going to go through everything with you. You are not going to be alone. I will be there for you every step of the way. And they're comfortable at that point. She just told me every single thing that's going to happen. It's not like, oh, I'm going to give this credit card to this girl, and then she's going to be like gone with the wind, and I'm not going to know what to do. You know, it's not like that. I make sure that they're so comfortable with what I'm going to do with them. And I make sure that they know that I'm invested in them. I believe they can do this, and with my help, and they will get it. They will have great success with their 30-day.
Awesome. Thank you. That's awesome. And another great tool, you guys, we also have in the inbox, you can use a voice record so people can hear your excitement. I think I like that as well,
Yes,
um,
yes, I've
for
done that.
people to hear your voice if they're not going to get on the phone with you. So now we're going to move on to someone on the team, actually, Miss Mara D'Amato. She is amazing. And I wanted her to share her story with you guys this evening. Mara?
Hi, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for letting me share my story. I'll be brief. The girls are falling asleep on me. But I started Isogenics about 3 years ago, and I met Silva at a barbecue, at my friend's barbecue, and I must have been the best prospect she ever had. I actually chased her and said, "I want to get started. I'm ready. Let's get the credit card number." And I was exhausted. I had my first baby. She was 9 months, and I wanted to lose the baby weight, and I just wanted to feel better overall. And Silva helped me so much. She got me started right away. I lost 25 pounds and like 40 overall inches. I was a different person. I was sleeping. I was excited. I was working. I came home. I was with the baby, and I did it all, and I felt so much better. And then I started sharing it because people were watching me, and they were like, "Mara, whatever it is that you're doing, I want it." And I just shared it with them, and I signed them up, and I did so good. I was so excited. And that's exactly what Denise and Susie and Silva, they always tell us the same thing. It's just that they hear it in your voice. And it's so true. People will feed on that, and they want it too. And suddenly I found myself um, pregnant again. I was going to have another baby. And I was very sick. I was very sick with the first one. And then with the second baby, I was even worse. I was on medication for nausea. I couldn't work. I was exhausted and just vomiting all day. And the only thing that I could have was my shake. It was the only thing that my body didn't reject. And I thought, this is amazing. This is amazing what I have. And I had to have a home care nurse come twice a week to put IVs in me because I was that sick and I couldn't even drink water. But every Monday, I got a ding. I got a text saying that I got paid. I couldn't work. I ran out of sick time. I ran out of vacation time. I mean, people don't plan for that day. They don't plan for the day when you're sick and you can't work and you're not going to get paid. Yes, do I have a great husband? Yes, would he back me up? Absolutely. But what a feeling to be able to still contribute at home or still buy anything that I needed. You know, buying new things for the new baby, buy things for whatever. And I that made me so happy. And that made me want to share even more, and that's what we have. That's what we have. That's why when I sometimes when I want to share and I get a little scared because we all do. I think of that time when I needed it the most, and Isogenics said, "I got you. Here's your check for every Monday." And whenever I walk away, and I didn't tell that one person, I said I kicked myself. I should have told them. I didn't give them that chance. To what if they get sick one day and they can't work? Who's gonna back them up? you know and I think of that. That's what keeps me going. I said I have to give other people that same chance that I was given. And you have to just share, and people are going to say no. They're going to say, oh, it's one of those things, or they think I sell Avon. They think I just sell some shake. They don't get it. They don't see what it did for me. But I just got to keep telling them. I got to keep sharing, and you have to do it too, because that's why you're here. That's why you're on this call. Okay, so don't be scared. And it's going to sound weird, and you're going to mess it up, and it's okay. But it's another life that you gave somebody else. It's another chance that you gave them, because people need it. People need to feel better. People are on medication. They're about to die. People have cancer. They don't know that there's a chance for them to feel better and get through it. So don't be scared anymore. I'm not scared anymore. I got over it. I'm sharing even more. It's my, you know, I feel so much better now. You know, I'm still working on myself. I'm still losing weight. But when I feel scared, I think of that time when I needed it the most. So
Thank you.
keep going, everyone.
That's awesome, Mara. And Mara, did you share what your background was? What did you do before Isogenics?
Oh, yes, sorry. I was an operating room nurse. So I was very tired, very stressed out. My hours were 7 a.m. till whenever. I never went home on time. I got stuck all the time. And then I was on call. I was on call for 12 hours overnight. And then I got called in. And then I had to work the whole night. And then I had to be at work the next day. So I was up for 48 hours. I didn't sleep. I didn't know what day it was. And sometimes I'm like, wow, I could have used some e-shots back then. I really needed this back then.
Yeah.
I I was like, I I wish I had it before, but it's okay. You know, I have it now and I'm such a better mom. I'm so patient. I'm so, I have energy. I'm with the girls. I'm playing outside. The moms look at me in the playground and I'm like on the swings with them and I'm jumping on all the stuff and they're just looking at me like, what, how is she going? How is she doing that? So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful every day when I blend my shake. I'm like, wow, I can't wait. Like, thank you, God, for what I have. And another secret I have that some people don't know about me is that I actually joined Isogenics probably right after you, Susie, with somebody else. And I think of that. I'm like, wow, I was in it before and I gave up. I said, this isn't for me. This is not going to work. I was in that other company that Susie was with too. And I said, I can't do this. I want something like this, but this isn't it either. And, but it just wasn't my time. And now I'm on a better team. I'm so well supported. This is my time. So no regrets. I'm so happy to be here. And this year and next year is going to be amazing for all of us. We're not leaving anybody behind. So just keep going. Love you guys.
Thanks, Mara. We love you.
Love you.
What a great story. And you know what? Mara also was in the military prior to being married and everything else. So thank you for serving our country, which I always want to recognize something about you that I'm totally impressed with. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you.
Which helps me to segue in about, we have a few more minutes left of time and then I can open it up for questions. So what I wanted to ask you guys, and, just be honest about it. What do you guys think that you can achieve with Isogenics? Because for me in the beginning, 6 figures seemed so unrealistic because I had never really made 6 figures before in a profession or a job. Do you believe that you can do that? Because it's achievable.
I'll share. I think I can do it. I mean, I know I'm going to do it. Everybody that asks me that's not in Isogenics, like my family, and they ask me how much money you think you're going to make, I automatically say I'm going to make 6 figures. I'm hoping to do it within a year. That's my goal, but I feel like it's totally attainable. People that are making that money now, they're no greater than we are. We just have to acquire the right skills and believe in ourselves enough. But I think it's totally doable.
Well, this is what I want to share with you guys. See, for me, I always knew that there was something with this. I knew there was something with network marketing and it would possibly work. I just wasn't in the right company prior to Isogenics. And I did it full time and I did it really hard and I really worked it. Jamie was in the other company with me. We were on the same team together. Teresa was on the same team with me. And we had the drive, we had the motivation. We knew what we wanted to do, but it wasn't really a consumable product. People had to wait 3 or 4 months to order something else. And it was just like going out there and getting new customers. We have what it takes here with Isogenics. There's nothing you can't achieve here. The only limitation you have is the one you put on yourself. Whether you believe you could do this or you can't do this, you're right. You're right. Because if you say I can't do it, well, then you're right. You have to believe that you can do this. Because you know what? No one's better than you. No one's smarter than you. No one's more beautiful than you are. No one has the skills better than you. because people are buying you. And if you're in a low vibration, they're not going to be attracted to that. Does that make sense, guys?
Mhm.
When you're in a bad place, well, then don't talk to people about Isagenix. Wait till tomorrow. Go to sleep. Have a shot of Ionics. I mean, seriously. Because when you're in that bad place or that low vibe, and we all have shitty days, excuse my language, I know I'm taping this, but we all have bad days, right? We all have stuff that happens in our life. We all have bills. We all have. When I came into Isagenix, I was over $100,000 in credit card debt, over $100,000 in debt to family and relatives. I used to go to sleep not worrying about how I looked or how I felt. I used to go to sleep worrying about who was going to call me next for the next bill that I had to pay. I had knots in my stomach every single night going to sleep wondering, am I going to make it tomorrow? Are my kids going to eat tomorrow? This is your lifeline, guys. If you don't understand how huge this can be for you and your family, I mean, I'm the testament itself. I'm not 100% at my weight, the weight that I want to be. I didn't graduate college. I owned a restaurant for 18 years. If I can do this, any one of you guys can do this. And I'm not saying to dumb myself down, because I do have the drive, the desire, and my why is so huge that I did this like my life depended on it. I see each and every one of you that I know personally on this call. You have the personalities to do this. What are you waiting for? Now's the time. This is the time. I mean, the company is going like this right now, right? We just launched in the UK. We're going into the EU next year. And forget about that. How many people do we know here in Isagenix? I mean, in the United States that don't even know about Isagenix. You talk to people every single day, and like Denise said, you got to keep growing your list. But you always have to go back to why. Why are you doing this? Why are you on this call tonight? Think about it. There's a reason you're here. What's the reason you wake up in the morning? I don't know. I hope somebody got something out of that, because I know when I first started, that's what drove me. Just remembering.
I can't even sleep.
Jamie is going to be the next Crystal executive. So now I'll open it up for questions. I know Davia wanted to talk about systems, but we can go over that on another time. I think the PK verbiage will really help. We could post that in the group or in the invitation for tonight so people can use it. What's going on, guys? Anyone have any questions or something they want to go over? Go ahead, Aubrey. Just unmute yourself.
Sorry, I posted it in the chat. I was just wondering, when Denise sends the video, does she send it through the Facebook Messenger, or does she use IsaTools?
I usually send it through the Facebook Messenger, but
You do?
great. IsaTools is awesome. I haven't, I'm having trouble actually getting in my IsaTools lately. I have to figure out what the problem is, but it really is a great tool for us. But I usually just copy and paste it into the inbox of the message.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Was this helpful for you guys? Okay, good. So if you want to post another subject for us to talk about next week, post it in the invitation, and then we'll take whatever is the most needed within the group, and that's what we'll discuss next week. Okay? Thanks for getting on, guys. Have a great night or morning.
You
Bye,
too.
okay.
Cool, everybody.
Night.
Cool.
Take care, guys.
Good night.